now, here's a fable by Aesop. The Hen and the Cat. A cat, hearing that a hen was laid up sick in her nest, paid her a visit of condolence. Creeping up to her, the cat said, "How are you, my dear friend? What can I do for you? What are you in want of? Only tell me if there is anything in the world that I can bring you, but keep up your spirits and don't be alarmed." "Thank you," said the hen. "Be good enough to leave me, and I have no fear, but I shall soon be well." The moral of the story is, unbidden guests are often the most welcome when they are gone. The end.
It seems like every other day. Music and animation make me happy, but you just think that it's some sappy shit. You'll be so sorry that you yelled at me and made me run away. Maybe I'll take your suggestion and fly to Amsterdam and just get euthanized so I won't see another day. I'm at my private limit, and yet you still make me feel like utter shit. I'm so grateful for them, but you just wouldn't know. That way. I don't even know what I did wrong, but you're acting like I killed somebody today. Yeah. My passion projects make me happy, but you just think that it's some sappy shit. Hello and welcome back to the Charles Michael Hour. I'm your host, Charles Michael, and I voted early. On October 28th, I went to my local United supermarket and I had to stand in line behind a bunch of old people and a lady who, I swear to God, was literally named Karen before it was my turn to vote. I'm in Texas, so I voted for Beto O'Rourke. I think our current governor, Greg Abbott, hasn't done a good thing for Texas since February of 2021. I hope Beto wins, but Texas hasn't had a Democratic governor since 1995, and there are so many idiots who really want to suck Abbott's wrinkly cock, in the proverbial sense. So I don't know. We'll just have to see once all the votes have been counted. I remember when I voted 2 years ago for the 2020 presidential election. Despite my disdain for both Trump and Biden, I voted for Biden because I subscribe to the adage of vote blue no matter who, because the Republican Party has turned to a cult of personality for Donald Trump, Christian brainwashing, far-right dog whistling, and proto-fascism. Make no mistake, the Republican Party wants to take away your freedoms, not make you free. It's the Republicans who are taking away women's right to safely abort a fetus. It's the Republicans who wish to ban contraceptives and criminalize gay marriage. They want so badly for America to be a Christian theocracy that they've pretty much forgotten that the first part of the First Amendment to the Constitution that they so claim to love and protect is, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Might I remind you that none of the Founding Fathers wanted America to be a Christian nation? Yes, those slave owners with powdered hair that they idolized so much were First Amendment believers in the truest sense. They wrote it, after all. In the Treaty of Tripoli, written in 1797 by George Washington, signed by John Adams, and ratified unanimously, it says, "The government of the United States of America is not in any sense founded on the Christian religion." Thomas Jefferson wrote in his Notes on the State of Virginia, "It does me no injury for my neighbor to say there are 20 gods or no God. It neither picks my pockets nor breaks my leg." And Abraham Lincoln said, "The Bible is not my book and Christianity is not my religion. I could never give assent to the long, complicated statements of Christian dogma." It makes me so sick. I hate living here. Ever since June, when the Supreme Court decided to overturn Roe v. Wade, I've started urging women and non-binary people to leave. Head to Canada, head to Europe, head to Australia. They have free health care. Fair warning, though, if you're disabled like me, Canada has an inherently ableist immigration system. Apparently they don't want disabled immigrants. I don't know. I guess fuck Canada then. Here's a song.
I don't feel so free in this country. No matter what I do.
No matter what I do, it just seems hopeless.
It feels hopeless being in this zoo. It feels like they don't care no matter what I do. Sure, we can vote, but is that really all that we can do? Our local congressmen don't care about us too. I too wild, they passed that law that negatively affects me. I can't change the fact that the FBI just ignored all the tips regarding Brett Kavanaugh. I have no idea how that all went dismissed. Oh, it feels hopeless being in this zone. They give me apathy no matter what I do. Sure, we can vote, but is that really all that we can do? The people in DC don't care about us too. The government does not care about you.
And the war on drugs. In case you didn't get the trick, America didn't win everything.
That was called No Matter What I Do. Alright, that's gonna be enough politics for one night.
Yeah, we probably should stay away from politics.
Alright, I'm sorry about that.
Only 17 and heaven's aligned with me. It took me a while to get here with my sister Ellie. I took it upon myself to revive the dead Lord Aquis. I couldn't have asked for anything like this.
I am overflowing with haze, so I'm going to steal my father's mace. Don't let anybody up in heaven know what I'm about to do. This is something that I should have carried out a long time ago. I don't need those angels up in heaven knowing what I'm gonna do. This is simply something that I should have done a long time ago.
Now my sister found out and she's at my tail. Nobody else knows we're headed straight to hell. That's where he isolated me when I was a kid. I'll find that castle where I was hid.
I am overflowing with hate, so I'm going to put him in his place. Don't let anybody up in heaven know what I'm about to do. This is something that I should have carried out a long time ago. I don't need those angels up in heaven knowing what I'm gonna do. This is simply something that I should have done a long time ago.
We had a fight, no, we had a battle, causing destruction in hell's mad circle. And just when he was about to knock me out and call it done, Ellie used her enchanted pistol, shot him, and we won.
Hey, I just got back from a very fun concert at Majestic Coffee Shop here in Abilene, Texas. It's downtown on Pine Street. It's actually a very nice place. I really like performing there. I feel like, I have the freedom of expression that places like Mezamiz and Monk's didn't really grant me. And Justin T. Walker was there. He produced a song that's going to appear on the next album called Epic Eddie. And the person hosting it is a woman named Terry Knight. And she's very nice. She's, real great fun. She's actually a radio DJ for a local station here called 101.7, The Raider, where they play whatever. But I played 3 songs, and I'm going to let you hear one of them. And that one will probably show up on the October 31st, 2023 release that I plan to release next year. This is in the tradition of Bo Burnham's famous Bezos 1, I've taken the opportunity to write Musk 1.
Elon Musk, I really wanna suck you off. Elon Musk, I really wanna suck your big meaty cock. Anything that rhymes won't do, I will. You can drill my ass like a boring company drill. Oh, Elon Musk, I'm such a little simp for you. I'll do anything that Brahms won't ever do. Cause baby, you can drive my electric car. And I hope I get to ride the personal rocket to Mars. Oh, you can be the alpha in this relationship. If I was your employee, you can give me your pink slip. Oh, cause Elon Musk, I wanna have my kids with you. And I don't mind if you christen them with quirky names too. I'll change my mind about the union I need. I wanna be your sugar baby, please give me $6 billion. Oh, Elon, you just turn me on like a Tesla. Thank you.
Now, a problem that I was facing during that concert was usually my recording setup, which is portable, is I bring my laptop and my Blue Yeti, and I just, have it recording all the way through my concert. But this time it was weird on me because it just, for some reason, the Blue Yeti wasn't working and the sample rate was off, and I was trying to troubleshoot it. It was weird. I guess the cord was just not connected properly, but here I am at Water Damage Studio. I'm home again, basically, and I'm using the Blue Yeti as I speak into it. So it's weird. It's very weird, and I'm cobbling this episode together because I tried to do another version of this episode, and I realized I don't want to do that. That's just dumb. So what you're hearing now is like the second version of this episode, and I'm just so you're gonna have this now. No, 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 you can't do that no more. No, 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 you just can't abort. I'm an old man telling you what to do. So if you're a woman, I will regulate you. You gotta push that baby right out of your cunt. And if you try to kill it, you will be shunned. No, 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 you can't do that no more. No, 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 you just can't abort. I'm turning our nationwide clock back 70 years, instilling in you women a new sense of fear. These liberals can go and try and sue us, but you fucking Satanists can all bite the dust. No, 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 you can't do that no more. No, no, suck me off right under my desk. But she probably won't, because my dick shriveled up. So I'll destroy women's rights here just cause I didn't get sucked. No, 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 you can't do that no more. No, 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 you just can't abort. No, 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 I'll shame you for being a whore. I hope when I die you don't forget me. So won't you let me stay in your mind? I'm not gonna say that I am broken, 'cause our hate is unspoken, but that's just fine. You say it's okay, but still we fight. I say it's not alright. I don't wanna go back to my childhood, 'cause regression is not good. I swear. Even though she was better to me back then, I wouldn't wanna go through it again. I swear. You say it's okay, but still we fight. I say it's not alright. A lot of the arguments we have are ongoing. I desperately hope my vulnerability ain't showing. I miss the days when I was happy, but I don't wanna be sappy thinking about it. I wasn't fragile, I wasn't made of glass. I grew up in the middle class, and I was stupid. You say it's okay, but still we fight. I say it's not alright. Let's talk about something that I've been having nightmares about lately: book bannings and book burnings. Starting with banning books, it's no surprise that there are still right-wingers who want to ban access to books pertaining to sexuality, questioning your gender, racism, and being open-minded to children. This is something that's been a topic for years and years and years. They wanted to ban To Kill a Mockingbird, they wanted to ban Shakespeare's work, and there's really no good reason to do it. How can you advocate to children the joy of literature and reading books and going to the library if this is how you're going to do it? How are they going to learn anything? Pretty soon we're going to be banning anything that isn't even remotely down the strict Christian path. Sodom and Gomorrah, you can tell all that gross and disgusting shit to your kids, but you can't let them read a Raina Telgemeier book. And racism? No. Remember when they were trying to ban To Kill a Mockingbird? In some districts, they still are trying to ban To Kill a Mockingbird, but this has been going on for literally decades. I'll read to you this passage from Wikipedia, quote, "In 1966, a parent in Hanover, Virginia, protested that the use of rape as a plot device was immoral. Upon learning the school administrators were holding hearings to decide the book's appropriateness for the classroom, Harper Lee, the author of the book, sent $10 to the Richmond News Leader, suggesting it be used toward the enrollment of the Hanover County School Board in any first grade of its choice. End quote. Also, for the use of rape as a plot device, see Perfect Blue. Just watch Perfect Blue. But nowadays, it's more so about books pertaining to LGBTQ plus issues, as I said earlier, and it's being done in the most insane way possible. You see, when right-wingers think of the LGBTQ plus community, they inherently think of pedophiles and child groomers and molesters and the scum of the earth, which I don't have to explain that we are fucking none of that. So they ban these books on the basis of sexualization of children. Isn't it incredible how much bigotry has not changed within the past 50 years? You know, during the 1970s, there was this stupid campaign led by Anita Bryant called Save the Children. And I'm sure you know exactly what that was about, and I'm sure you know exactly where that went. But apparently, some people are stupid enough to still believe that rhetoric into the 2020s. Whew, I'm done with that. Book burnings, okay? You know who did book burnings? Nazis. Nazis did book burnings in the 1930s. And yet in the 2020s, it's the Christians doing the book burnings. Or even just burning anything in a huge bonfire in general, because obviously the most constructive use of your time is contributing to the man-made climate change that you don't believe exists in the name of Jesus fucking Christ. In 1966, again with 1966, there was a big old Beatles record burning in the southern states, all because John Lennon made a very apt comment that, in his words, Christianity will go, it will vanish and shrink. We're more popular than Jesus now. So you know what all the Christians in Alabama did? They took all their Beatles records and their magazines and threw them in a bonfire and made themselves in the wrong. The Beatles came out on top with the greatest albums of that era: Revolver, Sgt. Pepper, Magical Mystery Tour, The White Album, and Abbey Road, in that order. You know, but damn, I really hope Christianity vanishes and shrinks like John Lennon said. We could use less Greg Locke followers burning Harry Potter books and stuff. I gotta hand it to this one guy who showed up to that book burning and threw in a Christian Bible and yelled, "Hail Satan." Hats off to him. It reminds me of when I went to this Pride parade back in September, and there were these Christian counter-protesters. They're part of this organization called the Official Street Preachers. They're sort of like the Westboro Baptist Church, but there are only 3 of them, and their signs weren't really that colorful, but you know, there were kids at that Pride festival, and there was one sign that was literally something along the lines of "homo sex is sin" or something like that. So I was filming it, and part of that footage will appear in a short film that I'm making called 1.5. It's basically going to be the half sequel to 1, which came out Halloween 2021. So, you know, what I did was I thought it would be funny to counter protest the counter protesters, and I was yelling all kinds of insane stupid shit like "Hail Satan" and "We all know you have anal porn in your search history. Stop projecting." You know, that was my favorite one. You know, part of the time they reacted, part of the time they didn't, and that, you know, it was very satisfying. Like that Pride parade, which happened on September 24th, that was very fun. I had a lot of fun, and I met a lot of very awesome people. It's really reassuring to know that despite Abilene being one of the most conservative cities in the state of Texas, there are still a sizable portion of us that identify with the LGBTQ plus community. But one of the things is those protesters were also accusing us of grooming children. And, there were only like 3 of them, and there were like hundreds and hundreds of us in this fenced off area. So, like, they're welcome to join us if they want, but, I'm glad that no one got hurt, and I'm glad that, I escaped unscathed. I do want to really just thank John and Rachel for being there and taking me to that, because Mom wasn't there to take me. Mom wanted to deprive me of having that fun that day, but I had fun, and I'm happy that that happened. So, I'll tell you more about that Pride Parade, actually. That was, like, a lot of fun. I'll tell you, I had a whole ass adventure. Rachel is John's wife. John works at the Record Guys. You can learn more about that in my film 1. So, I was really helping her because she was one of the vendors at the festival. And I was happy to help. I wanted to help. And I think she appreciated my help. I appreciated her taking me. And, like, she actually converted me to the Satanic Temple. So, really, hats off to her. I gotta shout out, wherever I can. But, when the Pride Parade started at 2 p.m., we had to rush, we covered everything in cloth, a tablecloth, and we were like, okay, cover all the products. Let's go in the truck now. And, we were hobbling over it. The Pride Parade was happening somewhere else downtown, but the festival where she was selling the stuff was adjacent to the zoo, the entrance to the zoo. So we drove downtown, and it was very cool. It wasn't the biggest Pride Parade. It was pretty modest, actually, about 4 or 5 floats. But it was nice to be surrounded by people who are like me, who see themselves differently, but when it was over, and we could pretty much tell when it was over because that's when the emergency vehicles started to show up, like all the police cars and the fire trucks, and just sort of following, making sure nobody was there to shoot anybody. So once we we were trying to run back to the truck. Come on, let's try and catch a glimpse of their floats before they end the parade. And we caught them like just parking somewhere, and then we were like, oh, I'm hungry, let's get something to eat. So we went to this place called Joe's Pizza. We just drove, and I was like I was out of breath, and Rachel was just like, okay, let's get our food. And so I think she got a pepperoni, some slices, Joe's Pizza has like huge slices of pepperoni pizza, and I got a nice spinach and cheddar calzone, I think, and like a Coca-Cola. And we went to this pizza place, and then we had to go back to the zoo entrance, and the parking lot was completely full. And, all these police officers were guiding us, and was like, oh, sure, ma'am, right this way. And we were circling, and this greasy bag was like dripping on me on my lap. I was wearing a skirt that day, so my skirt got completely like dirty. And then at 3 p.m., our booths started opening up, and, people... Rachel sells like earrings and jewelry and pronoun pins and like handcrafted stuff and like arts and oddities. I forgot the name of what her business is called. It's Scapegrace. Scapegrace Arts and Oddities. So if you're, near Abilene, or if you're in Abilene, please, support Scape Grace, and please support the record guys too. And while you're at it, support Majestic Coffee Shop too. Really support all the small and local businesses here. Abilene is like a haven for all kinds of small local businesses. It's really like mom and pop shop hog heaven. But, my favorite attraction of hers was like these mirrors with like glued on kind of bones that she found while she was hiking, like bones of like dead animals. And I thought that was so cool that, that this is a thing that people do. And, I just stay in my apartment all day. I don't really get to go outside that much. When I do, it's like a big ass adventure like that. Like if you go outside a lot, you're probably going to be like, oh, they went to the pizza place, then they went back. That's not an adventure. To me, that was exciting. That was probably the most adventurous day of my life. Like, I look back on these kinds of things really, really fondly, and I have nothing but gratitude for the people who were involved. And there's a local book place here called Book Therapy, which is another place you should check out. And they had a booth at the vendor event, and they were selling all kinds of like books pertaining to that sort of thing. Books Christians would burn, basically. And also books that were written by, authors in the LGBTQ plus community. And so that was my chance for me to be able to purchase a novel called The Iron Widow, which was written by Sharon J. Zhao, who is a non-binary author. And actually, Hannah Larson got me into their YouTube videos before I read any of their literary work. But this will be a good chance for me to get into it, because I like their videos, especially the ones where, they go into all the references to Asian and Inuit culture in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that was very educational. And I did want to read that book, and I'm still reading it. I really do enjoy it so far. It's really interesting, and I really feel like that festival made me feel more like a part of the LGBTQ plus community. It really made me feel like I was hanging out with the cool kids, I'm not a kid. I mean more figuratively, but that festival was just a lot of fun. All that being said, here's another song.
Who shall I dream about tonight? Will I dream about the girl all dressed in white? Who shall I dream about today? Dream about the boy that also happens to be gay. Will I dream about the non-binaries too? Maybe if you're lucky I might dream about you. Who shall I dream about? Dreaming oh so near. Will I dream about the girl who happens to be queer? Who shall I dream about? Dreaming while I think. Will I dream about the boy all dressed in pink? I'll dream about someone that's perfect for me. I wish that they're real, 'cause they really set me free. I'll use my powers for good, 'cause there's no need for me to be a man. So I'll do what I should. I can't deny it any longer. I feel myself getting stronger and stronger. This is what I am, neither sir or ma'am, because gender is arbitrary. So I must be non-binary. I'm not trying to spew any agenda at you. I wish you'd understand. You've got blood on your hands. Because I tried coming out to my mother. I thought she'd want to know. Oh, but now I don't think I love her as much as I thought I did a year ago. The way she treated me badly, she screamed and cursed at me. I went to my bedroom fuming, and she still referred to me as he. And if your kid comes out to you, how could you do this to them? So you can cut my hair, so you can threaten to make me homeless, and you can berate me every time you look at me, and you can deprive me from doing the things I want to do. But don't be surprised, this is the final straw. There will be no more mixed nice person.
That was a song about how non-binary I am. Aren't I so cool, you guys? But, yeah. I recorded the pianos from that track at a place called the Elmwood Antique Center, which is an antique store here in Abilene, and incidentally is across from the record guys. It's just a crosswalk away. They have a very nice piano, even though it is out of tune. They do have a very nice piano there, and sometimes I go on it and perform little mini concerts. I consider them actual concerts, and I do want to show you a little of those. You know, like these are quite fun, and this is the kind of stuff that I do at Elmwood Antique Center.
To another planet, I walk off to
Thank you. Okay, we're gonna do another original for you tonight. Wyatt's gonna sing it. He and I wrote it together. Okay, Kyle? This is called the 27 Blues, and it's about how all the famous rock musicians died at age 27.
I'm gonna die at 27 years old. Yeah, the old man came up to me. He said I'm gonna die at 27 years old. So I'll write as many songs as possible. No story will be left untold. I keep hearing the number 27 in every piece of media I hear. I said I keep hearing that number 27 in every piece of media I hear. Whether it's a song or a movie or a YouTube video, it causes a ringing in my ears. Well, I sold my soul to the devil in desperate need of musical chops. But I'm not Robert Johnson, so he cursed my family for life. Now when will this relentless torment and anguish stop? 27 is a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy, 'cause I'm gonna die at that age. Whoa, 27 is a conspiracy. It's a conspiracy, 'cause I'm gonna die at that age. So they better not get to me, 'cause I wanna celebrate my 28th birthday. Whoa, I practiced so hard on the guitar, till one day all 6 of the strings popped. I'm not Jimi Hendrix, and I'm not Kurt Cobain. Now when will this relentless torment and anguish stop? Yeah! Well, the old man came up to me. He said, I'm gonna die at 27 years old. Yeah, the old man came up to me. He said, I'm gonna die at 27 years old. So I'll write as many songs as possible. No story will be left untold.
that was back in the good old days of 2020 when, you know, the Orange Peel Kids was still a band. Rest in peace, Wyatt Flatt, honestly. We're almost out of time, so I do want to... Now, this audio really hasn't been heard since the funeral happened in 2021, but I do want to, you know, play the really Hazel's eulogy because it really resonated with me, and I really want you to hear it. So here it is. This was Hazel's eulogy, which this is the first time anyone's heard it since the funeral was live streamed. Take it away, Hazel.
Hi, Wyatt. Wyatt, when I met you at Jackson Middle School, I thought you were crazy. You always hawked around that little green notebook, and you always doodled and wrote little poems in it. Then I read some of your poems, and I recognized the mini genius in you. Then the genius grew bigger. I knew you were crazy in a good way. By the time we got to Portland High School, I saw that you had musical talents as well. And so we formed a band with our buddy Kyle when we were all sophomores. We called ourselves the Orange Peel Kids because of how everyone would pelt you with orange peels in the boys' locker room during PE class. We even dropped out of high school together, all three of us. I remember the day you wrote the words to Leisurely Airlines and you gave me the little piece of loose leaf paper you wrote it on. And you ran up to me and screamed, "This is the best damn thing I've ever written!" And I couldn't have agreed more. We recorded it for Charles a couple months later, and he put it on one of his albums, and he declared himself as the manager of our band. I was just so happy that our music was finally being put out there. Remember when we started doing concerts at my Uncle Bixler's coffee shop? I don't know about you, but I always had fun. Even when the douchebags in the audience were throwing glass bottles at you, I still found ways to have fun. It was just fun playing with you, Wyatt. After we fired Charles as our acting manager, we played music festivals at bars and pubs and convention centers and event halls. I think the most regrettable decision of my life that I've ever made was getting drunk and saying, "Don't talk to me again." I moved to a different town for a while, and it was tough trying to make ends meet. I was doing odd jobs as one of those bagging ladies at the supermarket, and I even mowed the grass. I found a job as a phone sex worker for 1 month, and in February of this year, you called me. Wyatt, on that unforgettable night, we had the best phone sex any two human beings in the world could have, and it kickstarted a more meaningful relationship. Pretty soon, we did everything together again, and I even moved back to Portland in April, just for you. I was so happy to be with you again. Once we both got jabs of the Pfizer vaccine together, we were inseparable. We had coffee dates every Saturday, we had movie nights every Monday, we binge-watched Fillmore and Squid Games and Avatar: The Last Airbender every Wednesday, and we had real sex for what seemed like every night until the very beginning of October. Wyatt, when I heard you tested positive for COVID-19, I broke down and fucking cried like a baby. I'd known you were immunocompromised, but I didn't think you'd be taken from me this early. I was going to propose to you on Halloween, and I was deprived of even that. When I visited you in the hospital every day, and I couldn't do much but just stand over you and cry. Wyatt, do you know what I did on Christmas Eve? I prayed to God. I hoped and prayed that he would strip away the COVID-19 and that you'd all be better in time for Christmas. I got the phone call the next morning. Wyatt Flatt had been pronounced dead at 4:06 a.m. I couldn't believe the words coming out of the doctor's mouth. Shame on me for hoping and praying to someone who's too busy talking directly to old prostitute fucking televangelists. Shame on me for thinking there'd be a way out of this, because if it weren't for those anti-vax, Trump-loving morons that fucked up my car on the freeway, my rightful husband wouldn't be dead. I'll never forget the last thing you ever said to me. Hazel, can I get a glass of water? I stopped to give you a glass of water, and you drank it, and we hugged each other, and we both just cried in each other's arms. I love you, Wyatt. I really love you. I don't think I'll ever find anyone else quite like you. Goodbye, Wyatt.